Welcome to Viking basketball with head coach Jase Coburn. The Portland State Vikings are at home here in Viking Pavilion again this week. They host Idaho on Thursday, Eastern Washington on Saturday. Both games 7 p.m. Both games available to watch on ESPN+. Coach Coburn, we saw last week what Big Sky basketball is all about. The Vikings came away with 2 losses, unfortunately, but extremely close games, and just shows what the value of each game is in the Big Sky when they're so close and they come down to just a possession or 2 each night.
Yeah, every possession is crucial. I think we figured that out as a team that, whether it's in the first half, second half, every possession is crucial. I mean, against Montana State, I think we were down 2 with 3-something left to go. And then again the other night on Saturday, we were down 2 with about a minute to go. And, just one play here, one play there could change the whole game. So, but we're going to keep working, and we're excited for this week.
And a couple of quality opponents, certainly Montana State, the defending Big Sky champion. So the Vikings taking on tough opponents every night. Coach, now as you prepare for Idaho and Eastern Washington undefeated and in first place, maybe what are some of the things you are working on this week to get those 1 or 2 plays that you need to get victory?
Yeah, we've been working a lot on ourselves so far this week. I know we have 2 tough games coming up. Idaho's a really good team and very, very talented and well coached, and same with Eastern Washington. I mean, Eastern Washington is undefeated in the league right now and playing really good, and they're as hot as anybody in the country right now. So we know we have 2 really good opponents coming up, but at the same time, we need to work on things that we need to work on to improve. There's some things defensively we got to get better at, and things offensively we got to get better at. So, we're working through that stuff right now, and hopefully we'll make some good changes here coming up on Thursday night.
A couple of real strong offensive teams. The Vikings have already played Idaho, beat them in Moscow a couple of weeks ago, 74-58. Probably one of your better games of the entire season. What things did the Vikings accomplish in that one to be successful and beat the Vandals?
Yeah, I thought we played really connected that game. We played as a team offensively, and we got the ball moving, and guys took and made open shots. And then defensively, we were ourselves. We were aggressive and playing hard, and we were a connected group that night and played very passionate and very spirited. So it was a lot of fun that night, and hopefully we can repeat it again on Thursday.
And the Vandals, with a couple of extremely talented players, 2 of the leading scorers in the Big Sky, Isaac Jones, a big man down low, and Devontae Moffitt, who plays out on the perimeter. You guys did a pretty good job on those 2, and you're probably going to have your hands full with them again this week.
Yeah, no doubt. They're very, very good players, very talented, and they can make plays. They're 2 of the better players in the league, and so we're fully aware of who they are, and we have to do a good job on them this time.
And Eastern Washington, also an extremely talented offensive team, as I said, undefeated in the Big Sky as we speak today. They have a star in Steele Venters who scores a lot of points for them, but the difference there is they have a handful of guys who can go off on any given night, a different kind of challenge. How do you approach that as a coach?
Yeah, I mean, all their guys can really shoot the ball and make a lot of plays, and so yeah, they're very challenging to play against because they can spread the floor and all those guys can shoot, and the system they run fits their team really well. So yeah, they're a really good team. So it'll be a good matchup on Saturday.
All right, we enter the month of February. The Vikings have 9 games remaining. They're at the exact midpoint of the Big Sky Conference schedule, 5 at home, 4 on the road. And, Coach, I'm going to say bring up the topic that I'm very fond of because it's a great topic when you talk Viking basketball, and that is the month of February. Portland State in the past 5 seasons, 25-12 in February, much better than previous months. Somehow the Vikings always get it going in the month of February. Do you have anything special? What's the secret to February?
Well, I don't know about the secret, but traditionally, obviously, yeah, we've been really good in February. There's some certain things we've done in the past that has really helped us when we've hit February, and it's a process. I mean, it starts all the way back, during the recruiting process of getting newer guys and everybody getting acclimated with each other. And there's some strategic things we've done down the backstretch that have and made some changes and things like that have really worked out well for us, whether it's different lineups or what we're doing on offense or whatever it might be. So excited for the month of February, as we always are, and we'll get this thing rolling.
Well, you were the head coach last season when the Vikings went 5-2 in February. You were an assistant and associate head coach the previous 4 seasons. So usually when you get to February, you've already seen everybody in the Big Sky. I'm going to say it's just great coaching because you're making tremendous adjustments when you see all these teams the second time around. What do you think of that?
I don't know if it's coaching. We'll see if we can make some adjustments again, and hopefully they'll work out for us this year. But we've had some really good players over the past, since I've been here, that have been mentally tough enough to get through a tough stretch and hit February and play our best basketball in February. And without those players, we wouldn't even be talking about the February runs that we had. So all the credit goes to those guys and our coaching staffs, and we'll see if we can make that happen again this year.
And that's a really good point, because even though the Vikings have a lot of new players this year, you have a lot of guys with long Division I experience. Obviously, it starts Cameron Parker's played the most games of anybody on the team, but a number of other guys like Jarrell Satterfield, Keyshawn Saunders, Isaiah Kirby. You can go down the list, guys who played a lot of Division I games and have a lot of experience going into the late part of the season. That has to help as well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, our guys, we're an older team and an experienced team, maybe not Portland State or Big Sky experience, but their basketball experience, and that's one thing we set out to do in recruiting last spring, was we wanted to get some older, more experienced guys that were mentally tough, and there was a lot of personality characteristics we tried to go after, more so even than the basketball player, because we know that through the course of a basketball season, you're going to go through adversity and you're going to go through a tough stretch at some point, and we needed guys who were tough enough to be able to get through this tough stretch. So so we're excited about February coming up.
All right, the Vikings at home this week as February begins on Thursday night, Idaho, Saturday night, Eastern Washington. Come down to the Viking Pavilion, 7 p.m. tip-off both nights. If you can't make it here, you can watch the Vikings on ESPN+. For all your information on Vikings basketball, go to govikes.com.